Hey, Greg Luther here, and listen, let's talk about listing presentations. You as a real estate agent, the most important thing you can do is give a great listing presentation because we know that in today's market, you've got to give a good presentation in order to get that deal, to get it priced at the right price range, and also get the right commission. So what I want to talk to you a little bit about today is what's often referred to as the Luther listing method. That a lot of people in the industry have referred to it as that. I call it the bulletproof listing presentation. So I've spent a lot of time in trying to show you a basic distilled down version where you can really get a lot of value out of this and start to utilize it within your own market. What a lot of agents do is make that big mistake of going out on a listing appointment. You know this thing's going to be worth $10,000, $20,000 to you if you do a good job, but they don't do a good job on the presentation. They haven't prepared for it properly. They don't really have a good presentation to begin with. They're using something that maybe their brokerage has provided for them, whether it's a flip chart or a PowerPoint or something like that, and none of those are needed. One thing that's going to shock you is that the best presentations are given verbally. I'm not using a flip chart or a PowerPoint with you right now. I can communicate with you, and that's what you need to be doing with your buyers and sellers when you meet them face to face. Using a PowerPoint or using a flip chart, I understand using it to keep you on track, but it takes their eyes off of you. It puts their eyes on something else instead of paying attention to what you're trying to convey to them. So what we've done inside the Luther listing method is we've created, essentially the way we give a presentation is chapters. Okay, so much like you would read a book, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, that's exactly how your listing presentation should be designed. Now again, you're doing this verbally, but knowing how to give a proper presentation is what matters the most. So I'm actually going to give you the chapters that we use, tell you exactly what you should be doing with them, and show you how you can start using this today. We've been doing this for a long time. I've really perfected this over the past 17, 18 years, maybe 19 years now. We've really perfected it with thousands of agents utilizing it. If you've been involved in our Inner Circle coaching, you know we've got a lot of recordings of me giving it or other agents giving it where I was looking for my phone. I'm talking to my phone where they keep their phone on record in their pocket or just set it down there to listen to the audio side of what they're doing for training purposes. So we've really perfected this, and I think you'll find if you get these 5 right, you're going to do a lot better when you meet with sellers and getting them to sign with you on the dotted line. There's really only 5 reasons they wouldn't sign with you. I'll give you those 5 here. But the advantage is if you set this up the right way, you're giving your presentation in 5 different chapters. Let me give you those 5 chapters. You want to write a lot of notes with what I'm covering here. So grab some paper and pen. Let me give you these 5 chapters. When you're giving a presentation, here's what you do. Intro, education, soft close, presentation of price and fee, and then close. Okay, so let me give you those again. That's chapters 1 through 5, and that's how you're going to give your presentation. Intro, education, soft close, presentation of price and fee, and then close. Now, as you know, just like any presentation you go on, the only 2 things they care about, how much can you sell it for and what are you going to charge? And if it were a kid and you're reading a book to a kid, they're like, all right, let's get to the end. I want to see what happens to the dinosaur. No, we got to go through it page by page. You can't rush to the end, but that's really all the seller cares about. And if you're trying to win based on telling them you can sell it for more money or you'll charge a lesser fee, you might win and still lose, right? Like you're not going to win as a real estate agent if you don't know how to present good value around what you're doing. So let me walk you through these. Introduction, intro, that's chapter 1. It takes exactly 1 minute to do this. Let me give you the time frames on this because a lot of agents don't know. Should I give a 20-minute presentation? Should it be an hour and a half? How much time does it take? Does it matter based on their personality? Some of that stuff is true, but let me give you the overview. Intro, so chapter 1, for those of you taking notes, chapter 1, intro, 1 minute. Chapter 2, education, 12 to 14 minutes. So it should take you 12 to 14 minutes to educate them on how they can sell their home for more money, how target marketing works, how we can expose their property to the most opportune buyer that's going to be willing to sell it for more, how most agents don't do that type of target marketing. They're just doing spaghetti at the wall approach. That should take 12 to 14 minutes. Chapter 3 is soft close, which is 1 minute. Chapter 4 is presentation of price and fee, which is 5 to 7 minutes. And then chapter 5 is your close, which again is 1 minute. So your 1 minute, 12 to 14, 1 minute, 5 to 7, and then 1 minute. That's a total of, 25 minutes on average, give or take. Maybe even 8 or 10 minutes, but on average 25 minutes is what it should take you to go through the entire process. But you're doing this in an orderly fashion because, again, no matter what you're doing, most agents start with, our company started in 1962 and we're family owned, and it started in the basement of a property where we wanted to just help homeowners. But they're like, oh my gosh. Like, the thing they're struggling with is all I care about is how much can you sell it for and what's the price. What's your price going to be and what's the commission? That's all they care about. So if you're not presenting the right way, let's say they already interviewed Remax or Keller Williams or Century 21 or whatever the case is. They already interviewed another brokerage, and that brokerage told them 5.5%. Okay? All of this stuff you're giving in your presentation, your flip charts and how long you've been licensed, and this is a picture of my family, and I grew up here and I know everybody here. The whole time, here's what's going on mentally in their mind. I know this is going to be more than 5.5. I know it's going to be more than 5. Oh my gosh, they do magazines too? Oh my gosh, that's going to be more than 5.5. They're doing Google AdWords. Oh, that's going to be more than 5.5. I wish they'd just tell me how much it's going to be because I know it's going to be more than 5.5. Oh my gosh, he's doing that too? That's definitely going to be more than 5.5. He can't even hear what you're saying because you're giving a bad presentation. So what we do is our introduction is designed to kind of knock them back on their heels a little bit so they're cautiously optimistic that maybe you're actually a better option. Because I can guarantee you, if you're involved in our coaching, there's really nobody in your area that charges more than we do. Right? You can earn a high fee because you're worth more going head to head. If you go against a 5%er, you can get 6, 6.5, 7 over and over and over. If everybody in your area charges 5%, you can get 6 or 7 because you give a better presentation. Here's what the introduction sounds like. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, before we get started here, I want to kind of let you know in advance, I am by far the most expensive real estate agent you'll ever interview. As a matter of fact, if you interviewed 15 others, I'm probably going to charge more for them, but I'd love to show you why that is, because ultimately what matters to you is how you can sell your home for more money to net more on the bottom line. I think you'll agree, if I can show you how to net more where your family walks away with more money, that's really what you're interviewing agents for. Would you agree that's the most important thing for you? That it's done correctly, it's done quickly, and you walk away with the most amount of money? Would that be a fair statement? Okay, great. So with your permission, I'd like to show you a little bit about how we can make that happen and what this target marketing approach can do for you. Does that sound fair? Now, guess what happens? That was 1 minute, by the way. I sped it up because we're on video here. That was about 1 minute. But now they're like, okay, I know he's more than 5.5. I'm probably not going to go with him because I want to save money, but I'll at least listen. So now he's looking for the reasons that you're actually better than that person. Now again, this isn't theory. This has happened thousands of times. We have recordings of multiple times. This is working very well because they're cautiously optimistic, and then they start looking for reasons that maybe they would get more value out of you. Because I know they don't have a Kia in their driveway. They're not wearing clothes from Walmart. They're not always buying by the cheapest. If there is a difference, they'll go with quality. They'll go with what provides the service that they're looking for. So that's how our intro works. And this is a very quick version, obviously. Education. You then go to your education. That's going to be a 12 to 14 minute presentation, and it's going to show what you do that nobody else does. Please do not show them what everybody else does. Don't tell them you put it on Realtor.com and you put it on Zillow and it syndicates 500 different websites and our brokerage has a magazine and we have a Sunday television show that we do, and none of that stuff matters. That's spaghetti at the wall, and everybody does it. They can list with any discount broker, and that stuff will happen. You are not building value by doing that. Now, you can mention that we do all that stuff, but my mention would be, this is what every agent does. And I do that too, but I also do this. So depending on your presentation, and if you've been to our website or you've been through our trainings where we show you how to build value and how to show that target marketing approach, they see tremendous value in that. They're going to go with you for that. So that is the bulk of your presentation. It's 12 to 14 minutes. And then ultimately what we want to do, of course I got people calling me when this is happening, and then ultimately what we want to do is go to the soft close. Now keep in mind, we have not given price or commission yet. Greg, are you saying you're going to close them before you tell them price and commission? That's exactly right. Soft close. Soft close. Here's what it sounds like. So, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, based on what we've covered here so far, provided we can agree on sales price and the commission, would you agree I'm by far the best agent to expose your property to the best buyers? Would that be a fair statement? That is your soft close. Because if they don't give you a hardcore yes, there's no sense in continuing. Let's go back to the education and go through that again because I got to give more value. I got to get them to agree that I'm the best agent regardless of price and commission first. Yes, we still have to agree on price and commission. I'm not asking you to list your home with me, right? So let me give you that again. Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, based on what we've covered so far, obviously we want to make sure we agree on sales price and commission and that type of thing. But based on what we've covered so far, do you agree I'm by far the best agent to expose your property to the highest number of buyers and best quality prospects? Would that be a fair statement? That's your soft close. Because I've now gotten rid of everybody else and I can just get it to that last thing, which is price and commission. See, what a lot of agents do is they're so afraid of that, and I've heard lots of recordings where they've done this. They're so afraid of asking price and commission that what they do is they give this whole presentation and never even bring it up. Like it's going to go away or something. They're asking for an objection, which is the biggest objection of all, which is price and commission. So they'll give this whole presentation. Here's what we do, and we'll market it here, and we'll do this, and we'll do that. So, what do you guys think? And you know what they're going to say? Well, how much can you sell it for and what's your commission? Why the hell would you even give a presentation like that? You have to go wholeheartedly go into it, but again, make sure you are the best agent before you skate out onto that thin ice. So the soft close is, let me test the ice a little bit and go out a little more and test the ice a little bit. Go out a little more, test the ice. Oh, starting to crack. I better come back. You know what most agents do? They'll hear it cracking and they'll ask, what do you guys think? And then they just walk right out into the ice and they drowned. They're never going to get there. Why? Because they have not built a foundation on what they offer in the education phase. So again, intro, education, soft close. Based on what we've covered so far, provided you and I can agree on commission and terms, do you agree I'm the best agent to sell your home for the most amount of money? Okay, perfect. Then we go to presentation of price and fee. Presentation of price and fee is very simple. There's a very simple approach we use with that. Inside our Bulletproof presentation training, I walk you through exactly how to do that. You should not bring out comps. You know what the comps are. If you bring comps out, and I know this is against everything the brokerage told you to do, if you bring comps out, here's what they're going to do. Let me see that. Well, that house, look at the bushes on this thing. And my house has a new air conditioner, and they sold drugs out of that house. If you think that's a comp to my house, you don't even know the area very well. They're going to beat it up. Like, when you go to sell your car, do they bring out the last 3 Toyota Pathfinders that they've bought? Because what would you do? That one doesn't even have a CD changer. They don't even have CD changers anymore, right? Look at the tires on it. Mine have 4 new tires. I know that's worth $1,000. Well, I got a new starter on. Mine has a sunroof. You're going to beat up the comps to show that your home is superior. That comp ain't changing if you leave it in your bag. So I have it if I need to bring it out. But if I know it sold for $624, there's no sense in me bringing it out to show them it sold for $624. Here's how you give price. Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, here's what your home's going to sell for. It's going to sell for $624,000. Well, we want $650,000. That's great news for me. I want to sell it for $1 million. You're going to have to talk me down. Unfortunately, I am really, really good at marketing. And if anybody could trick a buyer into overpaying for the house, it's me. I'm very good at the marketing side, so my marketing is going to make them feel like this property is really worth it. The problem is, if I can sell it at $650,000, if anybody's marketing could do it, it's me. The problem is we're going to have an appraiser come in the next day. All I have in my bag, and I'll be happy to bring it out for you, but all I have in my bag is that the home would sell for $624. I'd love to sell it for $650 as long as we can justify that. Now, I imagine that since you said $650, you have some type of empirical data that I can use to go to bat for us with the appraiser. So let's say we can sell it for $650. I agree, it's the nicest home I've been in. But let's say my marketing really works and I can get you your $650. I need to go to bat for us. Show me the empirical data that you have so we can go ahead and do that. That's good news for me. I'm on commission. Show me what you got. If they don't have it, they can't get it. Does that make sense? Now, again, I know there's going to be a lot of comments on, well, with homes selling over asking price right now. Look, this is what we do. I'm showing you a bulletproof presentation on how to get them at the right price, get them at the right commission. Okay, so we go to price first, then we start talking about commission. Well, how much do you guys charge? Whatever you want. What works for you? This is my menu of services right here. We have our silver, gold, or platinum program. You can do whatever works for you. You can go low. You can go good, better, or best. Which is best for you? If you go with the good, you get this, this, and this. If you go with the better, you remember we were talking about that target marketing? You'll get this, 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 this. Also get this, 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 and this. But if you go with the best, now this is strictly for those that are truly trying to sell for more money and bring a lot more to the bottom line, you get all of those things plus these 13 things here. Which is better for you? It's a yes or yes option. This is how you give the presentation, and then you close, which again is 1 minute. That is a very basic overview on how you give the presentation. Again, let me give you those 5 chapters. I want you to memorize this so that you're ready when you go on an appointment. We have a whole training on this. I've been talking for 11 minutes here. We have a full day training on this. If you go to bulletproofpresentations.com, you can see a full training on that. It's $995, and here's my recommendation. Don't buy it. Do not buy it. When I send you there, if you go to bulletproofpresentations.com, you can buy it for $995 and it will immediately be sent to your email. I recommend you not do that because our Inner Circle members get it for free. So go to lutherinnercircle.com, join up in our coaching program, get all that stuff, and get Bulletproof Presentations for free. That's a better option for you. Inner Circle is only $377 a month. Cancel at any time. Get the training that you need. But the fact is you have to get good at this. Here's the deal. There's 5 different objections that a seller can give you. You're not going to hear many other than these 5. Let me give you these 5 objections. Number 1, the seller wants too much for their home. So there's many times we meet with a homeowner, almost every time, they want more than their house is worth. That's a big problem, right? You have to know how to conquer that objection. I teach that whole thing inside the Bulletproof Presentations training. Number 2, the seller wants a lower commission. My brother's a realtor and he'll do it at 4%. He'll do what at 4%? He won't do this. He'll do this, but he ain't doing all this stuff. If you see value on this stuff, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you get the money for your house. I know it's real simple to think, oh, I could list it with anybody. It's just going to sell. The market's that hot right now. Yeah? Well, why don't we show you some empirical data to show you otherwise? This is what helps homes to sell for more money. If I can get somebody unbelievably in love with your property based on the amenities that it offers, it's a perfect match for them, I'll guarantee you they're going to be willing to pay more than a typical run-of-the-mill buyer that says this is a really nice home. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, the seller has a friend or family in the business. A friend or a family member in the business. How do you conquer that objection? Number 4, another big one, the seller wants to think about it. I don't know if you know this or not, but when they say, that sounds great, we want to sleep on it. Well, is this your number on your card? No, it's Pizza Hut's number. Whose number do you, just tell me to pack up my stuff and go. I want to think about it means, no, do you really think when you leave they're going to sit down at the table and they're going to say, okay, honey, let's think about it. Ready? Ready? Should we list? Let's think about it hard now. That's not how life works. They're signing with you or they're not. If you keep getting the let me think about it, that's a really nice way to tell salespeople, pack up your stuff and get out of my house. So you have to know how to conquer that objection. The best way is to take a preemptive strike at it to begin with. And then number 5, another agent quoted a higher price or a lower commission. That too can be a problem for you. So those are the 5 things. Number 1, sell it for more money. Number 2, lower commission. Number 3, friend or family in the business. Number 4, seller wants to think about it. And number 5, someone else quoted them more money. You have to know how to conquer those things. So there's 5 chapters to your presentation. There's 5 objections that you need to deal with. There's a very specific approach to the way you present price and fee. And again, this is tested all over the country. Let me know your thoughts, by the way, no matter where you're at. As a matter of fact, in the comments here, let me know what city and state you sell real estate in. I'd love to show you guys some stuff here. Comment right here. Just type in here, what city and state do you sell real estate in? We have agents all over the United States that have been utilizing this for years through hot markets, through cold markets, through the short sale and REO time, through now where we're getting 30 offers on every house the very first day, so you really can't even do all of that stuff. You've got to know how to give this presentation the right way. This is what we do. It's where agents become successful or agents fail. It is not hard to get in front of people that want to sell their home. The problem is getting them convinced now's the time to do it. They can find another house to move to, and that you are the best agent to do it. So anywhere that you live throughout the United States, and you're starting to see agents typing in here the city and state that they live in, anywhere that you live, you can utilize a marketing presentation like this and get really good at it. The more you go on, the better you're going to get. But you should be able to recite your bulletproof listing presentation if I wake you out of a dead sleep. You should be able to go right into it. Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, before we get started here, I want to let you know in advance I'm by far the most expensive agent you'll ever interview. Now, the reason for that is that the target marketing we use will actually help you in clearing more from the sale of your home. I would imagine the only reason you're interviewing agents is to make sure when you sell your home, you can bring a lot more to the bottom line for you and your family. Is that a fair statement? So with your permission, you got to go right into that. And if you have a full training on how to do it, it's going to show you exactly what needs to be done. You'll see me on stage in front of hundreds of agents giving the full-blown listing presentation training, how to do it the right way. So again, if you want to go through the training, you can go to bulletproofpresentations.com. I don't recommend you do that. It's $995. You're welcome to if you want. I'd rather you join Inner Circle Coaching and you get it for free. Inner Circle Coaching is only $377 a month. So you can go to lutherinnercircle.com. But if you want to learn the Luther listing method, if you want to see how to build your business the right way, and when you go out on that appointment, you actually get the 20 grand or the 10 grand or whatever your commission is going to be, you actually close the deal and walk out of there with a listing presentation or the listing contract signed, this is how you get there. It's not going to be from a flip chart or a PowerPoint or something that the brokerage provides to 5,000 other realtors. If that worked, 5,000 other realtors would be making lots of money. This sets you apart, it makes you distinctly different, and it beats every single objection that any seller could give you. And I think you'll find that when you give it that way, they're highly receptive. They see you as different and better. And again, I mean, it's real easy to point out. You don't have the cheapest car in the driveway. You don't have the cheapest clothes on your back. You certainly don't have IKEA furniture in this house here. You're not looking for cheap. You're looking for good. And if there is a difference in value, you then will weigh cost versus value analysis. Is it really worth it for you? Now, keep in mind that even though we give all of that value, we still give them the opt-out of, you can go with me if you want cheap, that's fine. If you want to just put on the MLS and I throw a sign in the yard, that's the good version, not the better or best. I have a menu of services. I can strip all this stuff out and just list your house for you if that's what you want. It's just not going to get you where you truly want to be. This is how you give a presentation the right way. You don't sit there and try and have something in common with, oh, my brother went to that school. Oh, wow, who was your teacher? What are you doing? That's not rapport. That's not what rapport is at all. Rapport has nothing to do with, let's find somebody we know in common. That has nothing to do with building rapport in a professional setting. So I want to show you how to do this. I want to make sure we can get you on a lot more appointments and get you closing more business. But again, you got to nail these presentations. You got to get really good at this. I think you'll find it very helpful. Hopefully this is helpful for you today. If you have any questions on it, feel free to inbox me, message me, hit me up here below, whatever. But you can get this entire training, get through it today, and start doing a lot better job on your presentations. You can go to bulletproofpresentations.com, or better yet, join Greg Luther Inner Circle. Let me show you what we can do there, lutherinnercircle.com. So hopefully that's helpful for you. You'll see a lot of comments from other agents and agents that are in our program here. Love seeing you guys doing so well. I'm so excited to see everybody reaching, surpassing their goals and continuously implementing, because they're making lots of money. They're building their retirement. They're becoming a member of our Millionaires Club. A lot of these brokerages and your MLS and your board of realtors and all that stuff, they're like, oh, remember the $10 million club? They made $10 million? No, they sold $10 million. Then they aren't real serious. Selling $10 million in real estate is not an accomplishment for a career. Making $10 million would do well, but for a whole lot of agents, they just like to retire with $2. If they could retire with $2 million, they'd be happy. I want you to join the Millionaires Club. I want you to do what a lot of our agents are doing here. It comes from doing a better job on marketing, a better job on presentations, and a better job on truly servicing that client to do a great job for them so you get lots more referrals, past clients, that type of thing. I'd love to show you how to do it. Hopefully that's helpful for you. You got your 5 chapters: intro, education, soft close, presentation of price and fee, and close. You got those 5 down. If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. I'm Greg Luther. We'll talk to you very soon. Find out more on us at gregluthercoaching.com, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.